Hi, my name's Laura Regal. I live at 11S 236 Carpenter Street in Lamar. I hope my questions can be answered tonight. And that unlike the last one, which I thought we were going to be answering questions tonight, I thought that was stated at the beginning here. Now I have to ask this board about a contract that's up for renewal next month on 10/24/09. The approximate dollar amount of the contract is $25,785.60, not including the annual excess charges billed annually. As stated in the past, I've been attending all board meetings for the last 5 months. And I haven't heard any discussion by the school board for sending this contract out for bid.
What contract are you talking about?
What contract
Well,
are you talking
I'm
about?
getting there. Give me a chance to talk, please.
Well, ask your question.
And I have, well, wait here. The contract number is WM2559-B1. It is a service contract for 3 copiers in the district. I will give you a copy tonight. I would also like to point out that this contract is for 3.5 million copies with an excess to be billed annually. The base, which is the contract amounts not including excess copies listed on these agreements, do not reflect the actual amount being paid for these agreements. This omission would mislead anyone looking at this agreement for the actual yearly expenditure for those copiers. This contract total is over $25,000 and would need to go out for bid this Friday in this Friday's newspaper to give the proper 30 days notice. Next, this district...
Was there a question?
No, okay. Next, this district uses its investment firm, uses PMA for its investment firm for our funds, as consultants and as a leasing institution for copier purchases. If PMA Leasing is the district's leasing company for our copiers, and they work with ImageCheck for the service agreements for our copiers, wouldn't this pose a conflict of interest for them? How can a consultant be a lender at the same time without having a conflict of interest? Whose interest are they serving? And this is one more reason why this contract should be bid out competitively.
Which contract are you talking about?
The copier contracts. The service agreement that is up on 10/24 for the last year's contract amount, and that not including annual excess charges, which are billed annually, it's listed at $25,785.60.
Service contract you're questioning, or
for 3 copiers, which are the 3 copiers.
We have the number, the specific detail of the contract. The service contract that you're questioning, or the financing of that service contract?
Right now, the service contract is coming due on 10/24/09. It's next month.
Okay.
In order to put out a bid legally, you have to put out a legal notice 30 days prior for a bidding process. And that to meet the bidding process requirements, and that this board before us right now tonight has the ability, if they get it in the paper on Friday, to put this contract out for bid. If you let me continue, I'll tell you why it needs to go out to bid for some more reasons. So why hasn't the school's administration brought this to the attention of the school board at the school board meeting, especially if the board is looking for ways to cut costs in this district? The current contract rate is .0736 per page based on the base number and the copies billed quarterly. Based on a board report, Glen Ellen School District 41's lowest bidder was charging .0042 per page for 7,500 using an ImageCheck alternate. I have a copy of that to get you tonight. Using these rates, this would have saved our district around $11,085.60 minimally per year on one service contract. The school board stated at the meeting held on September 16th that they would like the public to show where we could potentially save money. Well, here is an area I believe that these 6 contracts have the potential to save at least $50,000. We have many local companies that are authorized dealers that would love to have our business, which in turn would bring cost savings to the community and to the taxpayers. This is one of my recommendations to the school board, and it would require immediate action this week.
Thank you.
I I have another thing. Next, I would like to point out how beneficial the Freedom of Information Act requests have been to the school district. I would like to give a little background as to my Freedom of Information request for the copy contract for the district. After reading the contract and holding the bank statements for the school district, in a different FOIA request that was also made by me, I realized that I saw no deposit for the $5,000 technology grant into the district's accounts. So I made another request for information, and this is the response to the request for information from the business manager dated September 17, 2009. It reads as follows. As per your request received on September 10, 2009 for a copy of the bank statement that shows the deposit for the $5,000 for a technology grant from LifeTouch Photographers, this grant has not yet been received by the district. LifeTouch has been contacted and has informed us that the grant will be funded in approximately 2 weeks. I have a copy to provide to you tonight. The fact that our school district's business office missed the receipt of a check upon the signing of this agreement, and it was detected by a request for information 6 months later, clearly shows how the public request for information does in turn find the deficiencies. At this point, my request for information was never made. At this point, if my request for information was never made, our school district had the potential of never receiving the $5,000 in funds for this grant. And who knows what other items have also been overlooked. Thank you for this opportunity tonight to address the board and the public. And if you would like to respond to any of my questions, I would greatly appreciate it. I had questions on, and if PMA Leasing is this district's leasing company for copiers and they work with ImageTech for the service agreements for our copiers, wouldn't this pose a conflict of interest for them? Next was, how can a consultant be a lender at the same time without having conflict of interest? And then, whose interests are they serving?
Those are your questions?
Yes, that's my questions.
Okay. As far as the detail of the Bob, is there anything you can answer now, or is there something we need to look into as far as the whose interest is serving their own?
Well, I'm wondering if it's serving the school district's interest or if it's serving somebody else.
In 2007, we rebid the copier contracts for the entire district. And if you recall, we did reduce the rate at that time based on the contract in 2007. The service agreements are an annual agreement. It was a 5-year agreement that was signed with ImageTech. The district does not control who ImageTech uses to lease or to fund their leasing. Just as when we went out and did the tablets for the teaching staff, that was done by Providence Capital. We didn't dictate through the company that we got the equipment from who they used for their lease, but that's who we pay. That leasing company paid ImageTech up front, and we have to pay back that lease to PMA Leasing, which is a subsidiary of PMA Financial.
Thank you.
And if
Exactly. So you should add 5% to that plus an additional approximately 3% of the benefits. So easy to have that. The champion information is not always accurate. The best accurate information is directly off of the